And also, Emil, we got that Liz has to get off early. I think that, we'll call his meeting order almost on time, 12:01. We'll call this meeting to order. We'll start off with a pledge of allegiance.
Mr. Narvaez, we can see your flag there.
Yes, flag is there, so.
All right. Pledge allegiance.
Yes, to the flag.
Flag.
Flag
That is
America.
of America. To the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, justice for all.
All right. Second thing, I guess, next thing will be roll call.
Okay. Miss Elizabeth Alonso,
Present.
Mr. George Narvaez,
present.
Mr. Carlos Gordillo,
Present.
Mr. Hector Cortez. None. Okay. Mr. Arturo Benavides,
Present.
Mr. Robert Judd Gilpin, Mr. Jose D. Gonzalez,
Present.
and Dr. Carlos Valle Jr. No. Okay. We have a quorum.
Great, thanks. And just to move forward a little bit more on the agenda, I guess we had the minutes. We already sent the minutes out. If anybody has reviewed them, I'm sure everybody reviewed them, make comments. And I'd like to have a motion so we can go ahead and move forward. Go ahead.
Motion to
Yes.
approve.
I'm sorry, really quick. I did send, we noticed a discrepancy when it came to attendance for the minutes of the last meeting. We did not include Mr. Carlos Gordillo, but I sent out another packet. I just wanted to make sure that it's included when we approve the minutes.
Was that for a total of 7? That's the last one I saw.
I don't know. I mean, it was the total. So like everybody was present the last meeting. I just didn't include him in the minutes. So this new set would include him.
Would include him. Okay. Motion to approve as corrected.
Second? You have a second? George, would you like to second?
Yes, I'll second it.
Thanks, George.
You were seconding. All right.
Look at the flag there, so I said might as well move forward. Okay. Any comments? Anybody like to, other than the correction of the addition to Mr. Valle, Dr. Valle? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposition? Minutes pass. Move forward. Okay. With that being said, I know we have the agenda items coming up, but Liz, would you like to make a motion first?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if I can make a motion to move up the action items before the activity reports.
Okay.
I need to be excused early, and if I leave, then there's no quorum unless somebody comes on board.
Fair enough. How about anybody make a second on that?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, George, thanks. How about, Gilbert, do we have any issue with that? Can we move forward with the agenda and kind of move the rest of the items on back? Does anybody have any, from the city, have any opposition to that?
No,
I was just going to ask the same thing. Is that, can we do that? Is that kosher with Toma?
yes, we can do the action items and then continue with the meeting. And if we don't have quorum, we cannot have, we can end the meeting at that point or.
Sure. Yeah, the only reason I was waiting for that was I just want to get the motions out there first before I have a discussion on that. So now that we got that going and we can go ahead and move forward, all in favor to adjust the agenda to move forward with the action items and then go back to the staff reports afterwards. Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? All right, motion passes. But before we do that, I have one thing I have to make sure. Does any citizens comments? Because I know that's one thing before that's on the item and I kind of bypass. So is there any citizen comments? We have 3 minutes. Anybody that would like to make comments? So if we have no citizens comments, I go ahead and move forward with the action items.
I don't think we have any citizens' comments. So
Thank you.
we can move. All right, Mr. Chairman, going into action item number 1. This was the item that was tabled last meeting, so here is brought to you again for your considerations. So it reads like this: discussion with possible action for legal services with Flaster, Greenberg, PC attorneys or a law amount not to exceed 50,000. Item to be sent to City Council on February 21. On February 21 of 2022. This is the, I sent more information about the attorney that will be helping us. He's currently helping us on another contract from Millionaire right now, and I would like to have him on an on-call basis for whatever we need, be it concessions and also the RFP that we just went for the real estate services. He can help us out on the laying out the contract and things like that. As I told you, it will be on a call basis up to 50,000. That doesn't mean he's getting the 50,000 right away. It will be just when needed, and he will charge just as needed.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does the airport not have, and I know there's a lot of work, and we just want to get information.
Yes.
The justification. The airport doesn't work with one of the assistant city attorneys from the city to help in this, or why is there, and I'm sure you'll have a justifiable reason, but just give us the justification.
Sure.
You all don't work on contracts, or
we do work on contracts. We don't have our attorney will be Ms. Valeria Reyes, which she is great. I mean, she helped us a lot. But as I mentioned, and as you can see on the resume for this person, well, it's several persons. I just sent one. We don't have one person that specializes on FAA items or things that are strictly from the airport. I mean, we have attorneys, yes, but they're not specialized on airport issues like this person is. And obviously, I mean, we will continue working with our legal department. It's not to replace our legal department. This is just to help us move forward on all the legal aspects with the FAA and things like that.
Okay.
I have a question as well. I guess the I understand that the FAA stuff is really complicated. I actually have an FAA attorney for some of our flight department stuff. And the best way he ever described the FAA, I actually won't repeat publicly, but it is a slippery slope. My only thing and my question is, this engagement letter reads as if it's the engagement letter to read for legal representation. And if you read for the description, it does include contract negotiation, but it also includes direct litigation. Wouldn't it be more appropriate to do a consulting agreement, or is this something the city should do themselves? Because that's kind of my question.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. I had our legal department review the engagement letter, and they okay it. So any litigation or anything that is needed, it will be handled through our legal department. This is more of on a needed basis for any situation that might arise here with contracts, permits, spending money. We're sure that if we have any doubts or anything, that we're complying with FAA regulations. This is mostly for that. Litigation and anything like that will fall directly into our legal department.
I have a question.
Yeah, the only reason, like I said, I ask is because I mean, I'm not an attorney, so I don't give legal advice, but I just interpreted the agreement a little differently, I guess.
Oh, okay, so no problem. Yes, sir. Another question.
Yeah, I had a question. This attorney, who recommended him, and was this like on a bidding basis?
No, professional services are not required to go on a bidding process. How we got to him is we're currently having negotiating the contract with Millionaire, which is our next FBO. So we figure, well, he's very well on FBOs, on contracts within the airport. So I figure we can use it for other things like real estate and things like that, concessions, well, you name it, all the things related to airport. And this person currently is helping us through a third party that well, our consultants, which are RSNH, hire him to help out on the contract for to develop the lease agreement for Millionaire, which is we currently working with.
The master development agreements.
Yes.
Okay, that was my only question. Just making sure we follow the protocol, that we don't,
Yes, I check with our purchasing department, our legal, all the procurement is in place there.
okay, thank you.
Gilbert, just for, I know that we might have already discussed it, but is this coming from the general fund, from the airport, or what funding is this coming from?
Yeah, it's coming from operational from the airport, and like I said, is just setting aside this money is not gonna be spent only if needed. Like for instance, on the real estate contract, I do plan to ask him for advice on how to develop that contract. I know we got 2 bids that we will currently review, which well, it's not on the agenda, but let's just tell you a little bit on the pricing and all those fees that they charge. I think they're a little excessive, but I'm not sure. I'm not an expert, so if approved, I will plan to ask him for advice and how to develop a contract that's favorable for the airport.
Would this be the first time that the airport would recommend to hire an attorney in this fashion to the city?
I'm not sure. I'm sure. What I can tell you is we have consultants for our construction projects. We have consultants for our aviation and to deal with the
airline development.
So we have plenty of consulting team outside from the city. Not sure if a legal an attorney per se it's been on board with the airport as it is, as I'm proposing right now.
Alejandro, have you all had an attorney before?
We have used attorneys and with previous contracts, not directly with an attorney, but as part of the combination of the consultant. When we have like a general consultant, our consultant will engage an attorney that will be within the contract. So,
which is how we met this person, which I'm
right.
sure the price is higher because it's going through a third party and not directly to him.
This one is more like a review of the contracts and contract development and for real estate. And things like that. He specialized more on FAA issues and anything regarding aviation and everything regarding the airport. So his expertise is very valuable to us because he already has that expertise and he has done a lot of contracts. So he's helping us to do that, to support us. And then, of course, like Gilberto mentioned, along with the City of Laredo Legal Department.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And I could see a consultant hiring an attorney to help them under the consulting agreement between the airport and them. But I guess that's why it seems so strange to me, because it's directly engaging an attorney. And I just didn't know what the conflicts with the obligations to allowing the city legal department to actually do the negotiating and things like that are. Because like I said, the way that I read it and understood it, and I could be wrong, is it looked like a direct engagement with the airport, and I didn't know if we were allowed to do that, pseudo, if not just apparently, bypassing the city legal department, or if they took it that way, or what their take on the actual appearance of the engagement letter.
But legal department has reviewed,
Yes,
right?
correct. And if anything, I mean, they'll review it again when it goes on the agenda because it will go on the agenda. But they're already okay it. But in case they need to change any something or anything, they will before going to council.
Everything that we are going to prepare, the final word goes to the City of Laredo Legal Department.
Yes.
Mhm.
But we engage this company, this person, to help us negotiate with the other company, the other person. But at the end of the day, it goes to the City of Laredo Legal Department for review and approval.
Correct.
Okay.
Buenas tardes.
Hello.
Hello.
And just another question, you said that you're gonna have this retainer set aside, obviously in a different line item there for the budget for the airport. And you said you'll use it as needed. So are you gonna, what's that, review it every year or 2 years, and if in the end, let's say, because there's not a contract, it's just I don't see an actual timeline on the contract. Will that money go back to the
Retainer.
airport?
Correct. That money go back, and obviously, if we don't see it fit to continue an engagement letter for next fiscal year, we'll do away. If we find out that we don't need them as much as we think, it will just go away. I mean, and the money will stay here in our fund.
Okay.
Alrighty.
A discussion on this. Is there a motion on this now, or everybody clear on this? I know we had a lot of discussion on this, so anybody can make a motion?
Yeah, the last time I tabled it because it was not clear as far as there were questions and it was just thrown into us. And now I understand it, and I know it's got to go through legal department.
Mhm.
So I feel that it's safe. In other words, to engage it because, as Mr. Gilberto just explained, it's on a need basis. And I read the contract, and I understood it as much as I could. So I tabled it. So I make a motion to pass.
George?
Second.
George makes a motion, Liz seconds. We've had a lot of discussion. Anybody like to provide any more additional discussion on this? All right, with that being said, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposition? Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Moving on to item number 2, discussion with possible action to amend the City of Laredo FY 2022 airport operating budget to accept and appropriate the Federal Aviation Administration grant number 3-48-01-36097-2022 in the amount of $77,996 for the purposes of concessions rent relief airport rescue plan. Item will be sent to the City Council on February 21, 2022. This is a grant that was awarded to us from the FAA. We're just asking for you to approve us to amend our budget and receive the grant.
Absolutely. If it's a grant, yes.
Thank you so much.
So we need a motion.
So, Liz, is that a motion?
Yes, that's a motion to approve.
Motion, second?
Second.
Who's that? I didn't see that. I want to change you up, George. I'll go with Carlos. Carlos, is that okay?
All right. Yes. Correct.
Okay. Carlos,
I
second.
didn't realize I was muted. Yeah.
Okay, any discussion on this? Any additional discussion? Since it's just we don't have to match funds or give a small percentage to get the grant, right? It's all
Free money.
grant, right?
We just need to give them the bank account. That's all we need.
Yeah, give it to them.
All right. That being said, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna have to jump off the call. If there's no other action items, I do have to be somewhere else right now, and my apologies. But I guess, you know,
Just you always have some, comment I'd like to ask. Do you have any requests for the next meeting or something like that?
no, I think there were two bidders who are gonna be under review. That's great. Maybe now that they can get all these buildings leased out, it'll pay for the attorney. Okay, so hopefully
No
we can get some more
follow up
information.
on the status of the rentals or anything like that?
Yes.
Huh?
Excuse me?
No follow up on the status of the rents or moving on that like before, no?
Well, that's what that's why we're gonna try to get these buildings leased out so that we can have more rental revenue coming into the airport.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks, Liz.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Thank you. See you next month.
Thank you, Ms. Alonso.
Okay.
I guess we'll go back to our staff reports and move forward.
Mr. Chairman, I think we got Dr. Valle that just jumped in. So that makes,
Yeah, for the record, just to make sure, Valerie, you can sit there, go ahead and include Dr. Valle on the attendance.
You still have a quorum.
yeah, we could.
I was about to ask the same thing just to make sure we still had a quorum.
Yes, we do. Okay, moving on to staff reports now. I don't know, you all can see my screen?
Yes, it's blank.
I can see half of you.
Okay, here we go. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. As we move along on the passenger activity report, you can see we have final numbers for the year. It was overall a good year for the Laredo Airport on the M-plane numbers. We have we did see a growth there, slightly growth of fairly 8,000 passengers from 90,872 from the 89,963 from 2019, which is the year to compare to, obviously, to COVID. On the D-plane, we did see a 10% decrease from 2019 from 2021. This could be several reasons, obviously. I mean, we can attribute most of that to the pandemic. Current numbers right now, from the latest report that I've seen from American Airlines, is having a very good start of the year, so as well as United. Aeromar, we continue to promote the flight. We're doing as much as we can on our social media. We have some spectacular ads on the Del Mar and on the Loop that we're also advertising there. But recently, and in case you don't know, we just got a notice from the Viva Aerobus was opening a direct flight from Nuevo Laredo to Ciudad de Mexico starting on April. And round trip, they're advertising it at $90. So wow, that's all I can say right now for the moment. So we're doing our part, promoting as much as we can, but we are worried about that competition from Viva Aerobus in Nuevo Laredo. So we'll do our best to keep this going on.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sanchez. My screen is blank. I don't have anything on it. Is there something I'm doing wrong?
No, I'm the same. I just have it in gray.
You have it in gray.
Okay.
Let me
That's the top part.
show the,
Maybe try stopping the video and then bringing it up again.
yeah. Stop sharing.
I apologize for that.
Here you go.
No.
Hmm.
So let me again.
Just going back a little with what you were saying about the competition being from Nuevo Laredo. I don't know if any of you, I think some of you might have already traveled with Viva Bus, but they might say that it's $90, but there's a lot of hidden fees most of the times on those $90. So I know that marketing wise, that does affect,
Yes.
but in reality, the price it might be lower, but it's not gonna be like $90.
Yeah, I've used Viva Aerobus before, and they have a terrible customer service, to say the least, and there's a whole bunch of hidden fees there that you end up paying almost twice as much. But I mean, yeah, it's a concern that we have, especially since we're trying to brand this route from the Laredo Airport. But like I said, I mean, we're going to advertise more, and we'll do our best to make those numbers better for us. So moving on the cargo, you can see a 14% increase from 2019. That's really what we look at on the cargo. I mean, we have all the motor parts coming from Mexico. That's really what's picking up the flights here and the total weight up. And we continue to see that increase in the cargo. As a matter of fact, we having parking issues on our cargo area. So that's a good problem to have at the moment. So we will continue working on this. The contract that was approved for Hub Point on our last meeting, also will concentrate on bringing more cargo, and we have another master development plan for AFCO that's another company that's gonna come here, and they will on their master plan, it's develop a master cargo plan too. So moving on, the FIS numbers for the year, they were good. As you can see, was a significant increase here from the total cargo operations. And this year we're starting to see a good number on 2022. You can see right now on January we are at 564, which is higher than prior years on the cargo. On the SAT operations, well, it's not going to be called SAT anymore. Some other name that I don't recall, something Agencia de Aduanas or something like that. We just found out, Alejandro and myself, because we need to change those all those advertisement and all those signs that we have over there at the FIS at the request of them. So this name is changing, but the operations continue the same. Right now the numbers are looking steady as prior years. But we'll see if that operations can keep growing, and we'll promote it as much as we can also. This is on the passengers and on the private numbers. As you can see, we have good numbers to start the year, 311 compared to 277 and 201. Last year was a very good year compared to 2020. As you can see, 4302 compared to 1,735. We're off to a very good start with 311 so far on January, compared to our best number from last year, which is 277 total passengers. So we're off to a good start there. On the operations, also same thing. FIS operations, we closed the year last year, 2021, with a very good number compared to 2020, with 10,926 compared to 4,311. So it was a good year last year, and this year we're again off to a good start with 875 compared to the 724 from last year. So we're off to a good start. We're very optimistic on this area of the airport, and we will continue to promote it elsewhere. On the fuel report, as I mentioned before, we had more activity. So with that being said, we have more gallons in activity and obviously more revenue for the airport compared to last year and the year before. So moving on the delinquent report over 90 days, was close to 17,000. On your package, you see the letters that were sent out. We will continue to press these companies to pay their dues, and obviously we can stop them from having operations until they pay what they owe to the airport.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt for just letting you guys know that Chromex 4 actually just paid yesterday. So that one has been eliminated from the delinquent report.
Okay. Just another proof that we can continue working on collecting the money tirelessly. It's we send out letters every week, every time that we can, and we remind them. We're in constant communications to them, letting them know that they're due. So that's off the delinquent report. So now moving on the construction part with Alejandro.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as the project continued to move along, we're making progress. And we're right now, the latest estimate, we're now at 72%. So we're on track. We'll keep going. Thank you.
Right. So moving on to staff comments. I did want to make you aware that, as I told you before, we received two bids for the real estate. We will be evaluating, probably setting up meetings with them to try and receive a final and best offer. And that's on the real estate side. Also, just letting you know, next week, Mr. De Luna and myself we're going to a conference on the routes of America. That's where we meet with all the airlines over there, trying to bring more business to Laredo. We're meeting with Southwest. I know Southwest, everyone's excited about Southwest here. So we'll be meeting with them, Volaris, Frontier. We have about eight meetings set up with airlines. We'll be promoting the airport and trying to bring another route to Laredo. That's hoping to see how that goes. We'll inform you of the outcome on our next meeting about those meetings. And that's all I have. I don't know if anyone else of you have something else that want to add or request for our next meeting.
On that, talking to Southwest and those other airlines, are you working with that advisory group that we have on retainer, or are you
Correct.
doing it on your own? Okay.
Correct. We have David Weingart that we're working with him. He will meet us in San Antonio next week. So the three of us will be presenting to the airlines, and we'll show the numbers and our socioeconomic data, so we can sell our market to those other airlines. But yeah, it's GRE Incorporated, David Weingart working on.
Out of the, what was it, 8 companies that you're looking, is there like 1 or 2 in specific that you are most looking into, or just going at the 8 to see if we can get one?
Well, it's actually there's more than 8, but there's a limit of 8 meetings that you can request. So we have Southwest, we have Omniair, we have Volaris, TAP Mexico, Aeromexico, and Frontier just confirmed. We're pending. We requested several, so we'll see how many we can get. And and if it was up to us, we'll obviously we'll try to bring Southwest to Laredo, right? Everyone's crazy about Southwest, so it will be a good idea. But I mean, I'm sure like us, it will be 100 more airports lined up to meet with Southwest, and obviously another one will be Frontier to. One of the leakage that we have here in Laredo is Denver on the on summer vacations, with people like to go skiing, and so that's something that we might look into, open a summer route for vacations to go to Denver with Frontier. That's one, and obviously we'll be meeting with also Allegiant. We'll try to reopen our route for Orlando. That's not officially canceled. It's just put on pause. So we'll try to open up that route too, and open another one. I mean, Cancun is also a very popular destination for Laredoans. So that's basically it. I mean, but like I said, I mean, competition is tough, and it's a very big event, and there's a whole bunch of airports doing the same that we're gonna try to do.
Thanks for the report. Anything else? Anybody have any comments? I know that we kind of went backwards a little bit today, but anybody from the group have any requests? So we got like 20 minutes given back to us. So I guess if that being said, anybody make a motion to adjourn?
Want to stay here?
Yeah, George. I would call you out, George, because you're right in the middle of my screen, man. George, you want to make that motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Okay, second, Carlos. Okay, all right.
The only thing that I would ask one more time is if we make a motion to adjourn, do we have to vote on it?
No, just first and second. I don't know. There's a vote on that one there, so because I mean the motion's made, so.
Yeah, I know the adjournment is considered a formality. I just didn't know if we made a motion and then a second, if it was something we all had to vote on.
Yeah, we can all interpret that it's a SAGS for everyone.
Understood.
Second, yeah.
Secondly, that's an understood motion. All right, man. You guys have a wonderful day. You got almost 20 minutes of your time, so
Questions, let us know.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.